Alright, to black here, drinking water again. Alright, listen. Dominique Green sent me a comment asking me what to look for when buying a car. Okay, I'm assuming they are talking about buying a used car. I'm gonna say they. I'm assuming it's a female. Dominique Green. I'm hoping it's a female. I apologize if you're not. In any case, what to look for when buying a car. I'm assuming you're talking about buying a used car. Okay, this is not a particular order. I'm gonna try to keep it in order. I wrote it down in the haste, but here we go. Okay, I've looked at a bunch of different used cars before, and these are some of the things I was looking for. Okay, I don't buy cars with wheels on it. So if I go to a car lot to buy a used car and it has wheels on it, I walk away from that car. Why? I'll tell you why. People, not all, but a lot of people who put wheels on cars are people who care more about the look of the car and less about the way the car drives. So in other words, they might need brakes, but they might do, I don't know, they might go buy a chrome package. I don't want to call this person's name, but he's gonna know what I'm talking about. I know this guy who needed a master cylinder. He went and bought fog lights. He was racing somebody, ended up crashing his car. That's all I'm gonna say on that subject. But that's one example. I don't buy cars from people with wheels. Of course, this person was very young when he did this. I will say that. Okay. Don't buy cars with odd paint color for the same reason. What would I call an odd paint color? Even if it's a factory painted color like yellow or purple or teal green, cars with art paint color, again, the same kind of people buy cars like that. They want something that's flashy. They don't care about how the car run. They want to have a flashy car. So I mean, just those two people drive the same kind of car. They take care of their car the same way a lot of times. Okay. Aftermarket Chrome parts. When we was young, we used to joke about, we would see people of color riding around in cars with extra chrome on their car. And you still sometimes will see people with, four-door car and the B pillar. Okay, B pillar is the column that sits between the front door and the rear door. So when you open up the front and rear door on a four-door car, the bar in the middle is the B pillar. Okay, you will see cars sometimes with extra chrome there. I've seen a few cars like that lately. People who put extra chrome on their car is in that same category. They care more about the look of the car and less on how the car runs. So if I see extra chrome on the car, I won't buy that car because it's usually owned by those kind of people. I want to say the word broke A people. And you don't want to buy a car from a broke A person. Or you don't want to buy a car who's owned by a broke A person. Okay. Loud perfume. If you get into a used car and there's a loud perfume or there's a loud new car spray or whatever, they're trying to hide something. And some people have noses where offensive odors they don't notice. But again, people who don't like to clean their car, people who don't like to vacuum their car stinks. And the dealership or whatever selling that car will clean it out as best as they can and then put a lot of perfume in it trying to hide the odor. There's a lady I know, I've gotten in her car before and her car is so dirty. I mean, it was so dirty that if she rolled down the window out, the air come in the car and just start pushing around that dirt, and it gets on me, and it makes me start to itch. I mean, if I ride her car, I make her keep the windows up. And the point I'm making that is, if somebody who don't believe in vacuuming, somebody who vacuum about once every 6 months, you know, then it rains, water from their feet get mixed in with that dirt, it goes down into the carpet, and it makes the car stink. And after they've had a car for 5 years, no matter how hard you vacuum that car, the dirt is not coming out. So people, again, dealerships will put a lot of perfume in that car to try to make it smell good. Stay away from cars like that. Broken trim pieces. Radio knob missing. I bought used cars with a radio knob missing. How can you sell a used car with the radio knob missing? And the dealership will say, oh, you can go get that knob real easy. Well, if you can go get it so easy, why the hell didn't you go put one in there? Broken trim pieces. Chrome, pieces on the door. I'm sure you got in used cars before. You go to open the door, close the door, whatever, and the trim pieces are loose. Stuff like that may seem small, but again, people who care about their car will get stuff like that fixed. People who don't, won't. And if they won't get something small like a trim piece fixed, they're not going to get their oil changed when they're supposed to. They're not going to get a tune-up when they're supposed to. You don't want to buy cars like that. Again, if you don't care, go right ahead. But this is stuff I look for when I buy a used car. When I see stuff like this, I'm extremely critical. You know, I have a niece that would not call me anymore to go with her to look at a car, because I'm going to find reason why she shouldn't buy the car. But that's just me. All right, brake pedal wear. Here's a good example. I knew I was going to forget to write down that video. I'm going to try to put a link in the video. I test drove a 2007 Chrysler SRT 300. Okay, that car was fast. That car was extremely fast. The car was supposed to only have 80-something thousand miles, which is sort of kind of ironic, because when I went on to Kelley Blue Book and looked up that particular year of Chrysler 300, the mileage was damn near the exact same mileage on that Kelley Blue Book. That's another thing. If you're going to buy a used car, get the Kelley Blue Book app, put it in your smartphone, and put in as much information you can. And if you buy a used car and just say Kelley Blue Book says a 2007, I'm just giving you an example. If it says a 2007 Chrysler 300 should have 100,000 miles, and the car you buying has exactly 100,000 miles or 101,000 miles or 99,000 miles, something suspect about that, all right? Well, anyway, this Chrysler 300, the brake pedal was showing metal, right? And I'm thinking, 83,000 miles and the brake pedal is showing metal? Nah. What I mean by showing metal, the brake pedal has got a rubber bushing around, a rubber cushion on it. You know, when you stop on the brake pedal, a lot of people, you know, if the brake pedal this wide, most people will put their foot right here. And it wears out on that corner right there, because that's where most people put their foot. Well, like I said, the metal was showing in that brake pedal, so I had a feeling that car had more than 80-some thousand miles. Okay, next thing. You want to look at the engine. Okay, pop the hood. Now, a lot of people, they don't know what they're looking for. A lot of people just don't know what they're looking for. I've been around cars for a long time. I know how to look at engine. That Chrysler 300, it had build up of like slight bit of dirt and grease. Okay, when something is leaking oil, even if it's only leaking oil a little bit, dirt and dust will accumulate where that oil leak is and will turn to grease. This particular car had grease around the intake, and it looked like it was an old car that had, you know, a slight bit of oil leak or whatever, and dirt and stuff had gotten into it, and they tried to clean it, but they didn't clean out the corners. And I could see where they had left the corners. And it was only a small bit of grease, but it was something I noticed. It gave me another reason not to think that this car had, the mileage had been changed. And a lot of people don't know this, but there's people, if you go on YouTube, put in change mileage, there's a guy who shows a computer he used to change the mileage on a Volkswagen by simply punching in a few keys. It's possible, guys. It's really possible.